digital art unit for the grime art that we're doing, yes, you're going to make an idea board. And yes, you know how to make an idea board. But I'm going to throw another idea into this for you for your idea board. It's one thing for us to look at how other people have approached this project and collect an idea board of perhaps other grime art images, right? So the approach could be to go through and look at how other people have approached this whole idea. Now, definitely is inspiring, and it's really neat just to see how, you know, the clothing and everything else is left as a photograph, but just the skin itself is just all grimed, and that kind of effect is pretty cool. It's also really neat to see that perhaps only portions,
Contact the office. If it's smart, please contact the office.
how perhaps not all areas of the face and the person are grimed, right? How there's still this like human there, but part of it's grimed, and then it treated this part a little bit differently. That's kind of neat too. I mean, that's a different aspect where the human being is still there, but the zombie-like grime part is coming through, right? I thought this was really neat, just a portion of it. So yes, you're gonna look through at people's techniques. The shading underneath the chin is amazing and really well done, and really sets it off. And that's something that you could do. The highlights and everything, that detail to everything really makes it believable. I think that's so cool, the way that they've connected the grime and the ooze between the fingers, right? I think the bags under the eyes are so cool. Again, all of that's believable. So technically, yes, we could look at ideas on other people's grime art just to have a look and see how they approached it, right? But another example here, they've done such a tremendous job. We can also look at how other people have solved the problem of grime. You know, some of it they've just done parts of the face, some of it they've done half the face, some of it they've just left the clothing. This is really neat, the idea that it's blowing off, you know, the Joker. Like, so another way is just to actually look at how they solved it, how they were creative with the actual grime, right? Dripping it down their clothes. Now, next, because you are amazing, because you're amazing, and because you're older now, as an artist, I need to start asking you the question, why? Why are you doing what you're doing? So, if we go back to Marcel Duchamp, he took a picture of the Mona Lisa, and he turned this type of art called the ready-made. So it was something that was already made, and he just changed it to give it a new meaning. He picked the Mona Lisa for some reason, because the Mona Lisa was one of the most famous, and it still is, images in all of art, and it represents high art and Leonardo da Vinci and realism and seriousness, right? And the arts institution and so much stuff. So that's why he picked this particular ready-made, you know, to make fun of the art institution and the seriousness of art. And it took a lot of guts, right, for him to take something that was so revered and make fun of it. So our ready-mades then are images that are already on the internet. So we did a practice one. So we did something with Donald Trump. So first of all, when we look for images, I just want to remind you, whoever we end up picking, is when we do an image search, you've got to make sure that you want a high quality image so your final product will turn out really good, especially since we're doing this on the computer. So again, image search, tools, size, large. You really want to make sure that you find large images that way. So your idea board is not only going to be examples of other people's grime art that you like, how they did it, but also photos that you think you might use, right? Oh, that would be a cool one. Screaming. But now we need to think about why we're picking the person that we're picking, because we are smart and we need to think about the reasons behind our stuff. So, for example, the reason why I chose, and give you, this is a total example, Donald Trump. The reason why I decided that Donald Trump's face need to be grimed and turned zombie-like is because on the surface, Donald Trump has fake teeth. His hair is probably fake and it's dyed. He's got fake hands, right? He's got layers of makeup on. Everything he does is for the show, for like live TV to look a certain way, and he tells lies. Again, this is just my opinion, but the reason why I would pick someone like him, and by griming him and making him gross and the skin fall off, it sort of shows you really who he is on the inside, really maybe what he would look like without all the makeup and the fake tans and everything. And and so by doing this, I'm revealing the character he really is, what he should look like, what he looks like to a lot of people. He looks like a monster to a lot of people. Okay, so that's an example. You may decide to go political for your images. You may decide to look at perhaps you want to look at the beauty industry and the idea of beauty standards and how they're always changing, the different fads. You might want to look at digital imaging and how they Photoshop stuff to make unattainable beauty, right, that everybody aspires to. But really, how do we measure what a good person is? Is it by their looks or who they are? Can you still be beautiful but really be ugly? I don't know. Can it be something that you're talking about the beauty industry and it has something to do with cosmetic surgery? Is it, or are you going to be talking about political stuff, right? About political figures, about maybe some bad people throughout history that you want to sort of reveal what they look like. So whatever way that you want to go with it is kind of like, again, we're being rebellions. We're making commentary on society. We're not judging people. It's not necessarily the people. It's a judgment on society. When I just gave my speech, I kind of was judgment on Donald Trump, but he's a public political figure, so he puts himself out there for criticism, right? So that kind of goes with the field. But so think about why. Why are you choosing the person that you're choosing? And by griming them, by doing this grime effect to them, how does that change them? What's the message? Why? What's the meaning? Why does it change when the original photo? How does it change the original photo? And what is the deeper meaning? Okay? So think about that when you make your idea board. And then once your idea board is done, you are ready to grime. Okay? They're going to be great. Thanks.